going to be really muddy. This area is still pretty much recovering from the effects of Hurricane Milton. And I see a lot of evidence of all sorts of wildlife having been down the trail. A little bit muddy and slippery, so we're going to take it carefully. Unusual piece of rock right there. It just looks out of place. So this whole area has quite the history. A couple thousand years of Indians living right in this area, and then in the late 1700s, the Beresford plantation was established. Oh, look at that! I just found a coin. It's a quarter. I just found 25 cents. Well corroded. Can't make out a date on it. It appears to be a clad, but I won't know till I get it home and get it cleaned up a little bit. It's kind of bizarre. I don't bring a metal detector and I find coins. The days I do drag the detector out, I usually just find a bunch of unidentified ball pieces of ferrous, rusty cast iron. So we have to carefully watch for snakes. They'll all be out. Especially have to be careful of the pygmy rattler, because they don't always stay on the ground. Sometimes they'll get up and sit up on the palm fronds like that. There's a tree that's fallen over since the storm. And that's kind of what I'm looking for today, to see if any have fallen over along the lake and may have stirred up some artifacts from past history. So after, here's this thing of interest right here. So there's a lot of areas like this that have been rooted, and that's because there's a population of wild hog living through this wooded quarter. Looks like they've been rooting all over the place, and that helps, you know, because they'll stir up artifacts. I'll have them turn up some really sweet old bottles. Step off the trail here just a skosh. Oh yeah. The hogs have been really busy. Yeah, I see big open areas up here where they just like, you'll see up here in a minute. I'll walk up into this opening right here. And you can see how busy the hogs have been. They cleared all this growth out, undergrowth out. Everywhere it's been cleared out. Look at this. Look how thorough they did. You know, it went from like that with all the leaves and branches and debris to all like this. And, I found some very cool old bottles looking in these areas. Okay, my friend, give me a moment here, and I'm gonna have to layer up a little bit because the mosquitoes, even though I've sprayed myself, are starting to swarm. Yeah, okay. Get old trusty Levi's jean shirt on. There we go. Get me trusty hat on. And let's see. Let's see. Okay, look, we're starting to get into the swamp right now. Off to the right here is completely flooded. My goodness, I haven't seen this much rooting in a long time. It's sure a sign that there's still an active population living here. Okay, so now we've come to the intersection of, I don't know, whatever they would have called this path. But it comes out at Deerfoot right here. This is Deerfoot Road, probably called Deerfoot Trail back in the day. And that goes back to the late 1800s. Out in here in front of us was the Deerfoot water bottling back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Take a moment, we're going to cut over here close to the lake. And again, we got to be careful of snakes, gators. I might as well say we need to be, oh wow, look at this. Oh, The lake is way up, way up. Before the storm, that tree line right there was the shore. Wow. This is an incredible amount of water. This is what I mean, that they stir glass up all the time, the hogs. So yeah, this is an amazing amount of water, because that oak tree out there that's overhanging the water used to be able to, oh, I just saw something jump. Used to be able to lean against that oak tree. So, wow. Quite a bit of water. Yeah, this hurricane brought a lot of rain. So we're gonna head back up towards the Deerfoot Road, which is right here, and we're gonna keep hiking north. And so at one time, as I said, well, aside from the Indians living and running, they literally ran this trail that we're walking on right now, all up and down this trail. But there was a water bottling facility, late 1800s, early 1900s. Bottled water was a fad, go figure. So there was a collection pools. Give me a moment, we'll come up here and we'll take a look at some of this infrastructure that was here. So these are some of the pools that they would collect the water in. There's another one out in there. And it's all mineral water, artesian. No matter what artesian, look, here's another cement structure right here, and then you can actually see, maybe you can see it, that right there there's still some flow. So there's a seep, I think they call it, where the water is still trickling out of the ground. Broken glass right there. What do we got? We've got a piece of a Coke bottle skirt. Yeah, look at the algae in this water. Kind of nasty looking. So, be really careful back here too, because there's going to be water moccasins. I mean, the swamp is right back there, not even 100 feet, and the swamp is almost twice its volume right now, twice its size. Look, there's a piece of window glass, and it's melted. And there was a fire here. That's why that's why there's no buildings here anymore. And it's recent history, the fire. Like within the last 25 years or so, I think. Arson, more than likely. Wow. Mosquitoes would be thick. I was going to say the mosquitoes would be thick as flies, but they actually would be thick as mosquitoes. And right now, if I came across a snake, a little dangerous. What's that? Oh, how cool is that? Wow, I don't find these too often. So you do find knob and tube from knob and tube electrical, but look at that baby. Most of them are only the 2x4 size, and this is a long one. This is a nice one. It's not the longest I found. I actually found one out here one time that was that long. Unfortunately, it did not survive the ride home. I see another tube right there. That's a standard tube right there. So that palm tree right there is the old shoreline for the swamp, pre-Hurricane Milton. The road right there, right? Yeah. There's a piece of glass right there, right there, right there. What is that? That is, I'm not sure, but it's some really thick glass. I'm not finding any more of it. But I'm going to take this chunk home and we're going to hit it with our black light, our UV light, and see if it glows. That's that right there. That's a modern. That's part of an ACL. It's very thin glass, very ripply. Look, what's that? Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, look at that. What is it? It says Bacardi, Santiago, Cuba. Huh. When did they make Bacardi in Cuba? I see an old bottle right there. It's an old medicine. It's got a little phlegm on the top, but I'm keeping that sucker. What's that? What's that? Oh, it's a nut. There's a piece of brown porcelain. It's like an old crock. Hit up one of my explorer friends real fast. Wait a second here while I ring my friend up. But, oh, pardon me.
You have reached the personal voicemail for Andrea Ward. If you need to make an appointment services pertaining to business, please call my shop, Pause and Relax Grooming Studio, at 386-337-7913. Otherwise, leave your name, number, and a message, and I will return your call. Thank you and have a great day.
That was weird. It didn't, it never beeped to leave a message. Alright, anyhow, yeah, away we go again. Get my glove on here and back to exploring. What we got here? More modern brown glass beer bottle. But, you know, we're in an area down the slope a little bit. I would expect to start finding stuff down here. Oh yep, I see another bottle already. Part of one maybe. Alright. We're going in, we're going in. So, soft as the dickens. And this is a more modern aluminum caps. Screw top. In case you're just joining us, you're a Florida History Hunter, and we were on the east rim of Lake Beresford, hiking the woods after the Hurricane Milton came through. And, a lot of heavy winds pushed a lot of trees down, and a lot of rain flooded most of the park. Water's starting to recede a little bit, but notice there's been an increase in activity from the wild hogs. And the wild hogs, as they're rooting, start stirring up artifacts. There's a grapefruit tree over my head. You're not supposed to eat grapefruits off the ground like this, but what I want to do, I want to find out if it's still palatable. And all we do to do that is and less said, best said on that one. It is not palatable. And it's more of a candidate for some hand cleaner. It's a grapefruit hand cleaner for those people that don't like orange. There's an area that the hogs didn't come through. Kind of strange. Seems like they've been all over the place back in the woods. So there was, at one time there was some buildings of some sort right here. There's a small well pipe still sticking out of the ground. Oh, it's been a little rooting going on through here. Yeah, just a skosh. And then right here is the pit from a chimney. You can still see the layout of it right there. A lot of the bricks falling this way. And it's been pushed around. I think there may have been at least another fire or two. So they came in here with bobcats and stuff, and they were pushing stuff around. And I keep hearing the like in my ears. I didn't spray my face. Try to keep that poison off of my skin as much as possible. I don't remember them having a picnic table here. Okay, so here we go. Here's the issue. This trail is completely submerged, and that tree right there used to be the shoreline right out there. And late 1800s up until I think about the 1960s. There was still a dock or a wharf here, and out I'll go down around the bend a little bit so we can get a better view. But there's been a plethora of activity at this point right here, you know, being a point where the Indians accessed the lake and where they had in the mid-late 1800s, somebody had a fire going here, mid-late 1800s, they this was a landing, and so it saw all kinds of traffic, and you may be able to see the pylon sticking up in the air right there. Went out into the lake a good ways. I've always wanted to go out there in a boat and explore a little bit. I'm sure there's a lot of artifacts in the water in that spot, because it saw probably 100 years or more of boat traffic. So I gotta imagine there's all kinds of cool artifacts out in that water in that area. I bet you there's like coin, bottles, all kinds of metal trinkets, probably jewelry too, because people used to lose jewelry. It's nothing new. I bet you there's knives and guns and all kinds of crazy stuff out there. I'm guessing that was a frog. But need to be careful here. Kind of rule of thumb, when there's frogs, there's snakes. And in Florida, where there's water, or with alligators. Now we're sort of on a ridge and slowly going up higher on the ridge, so it didn't flood out much inland right here. But we're looking for I'm just going to pick a spot right here, and I'm just going to walk around and see. I can find another area that's been rooted up, heavily rooted up. I think I'm going to go over this way. Another reason for full covering is there's always a chance of running into poison ivy or oak, and for those of us that are allergic to it, you gotta protect yourself as much as possible. What's that? Looks like a plastic bottle. A tubes. How we doing, my friends? Our Florida History Hunter. As either they're just joining us, we're taking a nice casual stroll today. As I'm hooked up in some thorns of some sort. We're hiking around the east side of Lake Beresford. And just a few weeks ago when Hurricane Milton came crashing through here. We're out here today trying to see if we can locate any artifacts. Might have been stirred up from falling trees or rooting hogs. And I'm a little jammed up in some vines here. Okay. All right. And away we go. Look at that. Another well. Alright, my friends, give me a minute here. Time to rehydrate. Couple quick sips. And away we go. Okay, cool. So here we go, friends. I was hoping I would stumble across this spot. I gotta work my way around in here. So this was the site of an old home, a big old home. And you can see at my feet right here. Down a little closer so we can take a looky. Oh, look at that. It's red brick. Fired red brick. Lots of red brick. Brick. This whole area out that way over to that side, there's all little debris fields. Brick, and more brick. Wraps all the way around this oak tree right here, and it's up into the root ball of this palm. You can see it. And then just look at the field goes all the way out here. Continues. All under the root balls of these smaller trees. But we get out here, another live oak, and it's got brick debris all the way around it also. Down a little closer so you can actually see it. So that's a substantial amount of brick. There's a couple pieces of clay pipe. And then the field ends. There doesn't appear to be any more debris. Out this way. So let's take a look. So we found it around that tree, and we found it around that tree over there. So let's go out in this direction and see if we can find another corner point. Take advantage. So that's one oak tree, one huge debris pile, and then I'm seeing some debris field right here also. There's also another oak tree out to that side. So take a moment here and look. And this debris field is in line with that oak tree. And there's another one out there leading that way. So let's go back in here. And we're going to hook around. Is there another oak tree in that point? I'm going to go this way. Just because I want to. So I don't see any debris field out here, which means the house, the footprint's the other direction. Almost guaranteed. There's our oak tree. There's our debris field line of sight anyway. In a moment, let's get up in here and we should start to the right here. Somewhere over here, we should start seeing brick. It ain't exactly brick and it ain't exactly old. Very soft here. Trying to get a line of sight to our oak tree. There's our oak tree. And there was a brick line running through here at one time, but it's also really deep. Organic matter having fallen down here, but here's another gigantic. Ooh. Look up first. Yeah, so here's a huge live oak. These people marked their house using the live oaks. There's another more modern model. There's a lot of floating debris back here. What is this? It's not that old. Metallic screw top. Judging by the coarseness of the thread. So there may be debris here. It's just covered. So my stick's 4 feet. To give you an idea how big. So it's at least 6 foot across. That's one big live oak. That girl's been here for a long time. Up. Right there, what's that? Oh, it's a stick. Man, I got so full, it looked like a piece of pipe. Oh, look at that. Looky. I see an ACL Coke bottle. Yep. Look at that. Yep, there it is. Yes. Money back. What are we talking? 1970s. 16 ouncer. It's not too shabby. Got a lot of paint. Up. Look at that. Look at that. What is that? Is that the leaf? Look like a sterling silver spoon. Yeah, the problem with hiking out here is a person could spend hours and hours just going around in circles. Looking for stuff. And pass over a spot a bunch of times and then you find something. Okay, so we're back to this side of our oak tree. And I just wanted to do a little sweep out to here. Because I saw this clearing hiking down the trail. It just seems a little bizarre. It's completely overgrown with kudzu. What I wanted to do, I just wanted to there's brick up in here. So, look, we can see our oak tree. And so, I envision, yeah, it sort of makes sense. The dock straight across. The house probably faced towards us and was located, I'm going to assume, at a diagonal to the point right here, which would have been, you know, the junction of Deerfoot and a junction of the old Indian trail right here. And of course, straight across from the jetty. So they probably had a path, which explains why it's still kind of open here. Look, there's a nice live oak you can see, and then there's another live oak and another live oak, and they appear to have put their home up right in the canopy of that live oak, and then in close proximity over there to the water bottling. Okay, so here's our brick debris field. Right through here. Major field. Looking for another oak tree on the back corner. There's one right there. I don't see any debris field out here. For another drink of water, folks. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Good afternoon. Those of you that are just joining us, this is your Florida History Hunter. And we're exploring the woods on the east of rim of Lake Beresford. And let me get back into. Hold on a minute here. There is a please don't litter bush. Notice there's no barcode on it. There's a lot of moss debris all through here. Not that old, Budweiser. Ooh. RG. Almost hit a lizard in the face. Went to swipe a branch out of the way and almost smacked him in the head. Poor guy. Freaked him out. You see, there's no trail here, people. So I'm doing what the Indians would do, is they would scan